Hey everyone, my name's Claven. I run this page Beat by Clay. I am a licensed esthetician and makeup artist, and today I'm showing you this full glam look with a little bit of a pop of color. My belief is that skin prep is literally the most important thing during a makeup application process. If not, it can go left so quick. So I just went in with a little bit of an oil cleanser that emulsifies. Now adding some moisture back.
Am I gonna look bonita?
You're gonna look beneath her, girl. Anyways, I'm using the embroidery cream to prime her skin right now. And I'm applying a lot of it because we're using a lot of powder. So I want to make sure that we have a nice, smooth, supple base to work on. Now I'm going in with this Go Pure eye cream. This brand reached out to send things to me to try, and I actually really like this eye cream. I don't know the long-lasting benefits of it, but I have to keep trying it out for y'all. And this is my favorite product ever, the Universal Blurring Balm from Danessa Myricks. This stuff is amazing. I want it in every shade, literally. I always tell people this, if I could work for one brand, it would be Danessa Myricks. Like, her products just give what they're supposed to give. There's never been a miss from her. Using some healing ointment on her lips because they were dry and crusty. I kid. This is my niece, by the way, y'all. I'm allowed to make fun of her. Now I'm using this e.l.f. brow lift. Every time I use this stuff, I really love it. It's not finicky, it's easy to work with. It has really nice immediate hold. I find that sometimes with my Got2b gel, I have to sit there waiting for it for a little bit, even when I'm using the yellow bottle. But this one is like instant. There's no white flakes or anything. I don't experience that with Got2b either, but the Got2b gel in the yellow bottle and the brow lift from e.l.f. are probably my favorite like brow laminating products, quote unquote, brow gels. And I'm just drying that so it's nice and dry and not tacky. Now I'm using my e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer with the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in the shade Lift, the white shade. And I'm using that to kind of create our base for the eye. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the concealer first or the actual eyebrow first, so I kind of went back and forth between the two. I'm using the Made by Mitchell color cases. I love these. Can we talk about how versatile these are? I use these for a lot of the things throughout the video. Like I use them for, I think I use them on the lips, I use them on the eyes, I use them on the cheeks as blush and contour and bronzer. Like it's just a very versatile formula. They immediately have that very creamy texture that's easy to warm up and blend, but they dry down to a completely matte texture. And I've been enjoying them for using them all over the face. They're amazing. And honestly, they can save you so much space and money in your kit. Like with both of the colorful palette and the neutral palette, you'd have almost every shade you'd ever want for lipstick, blush, concealer, contour, for any skin tone. Which I think is really cool to have a palette that can work for literally anybody. Taking these Thread Beauty face sticks, I also really love Thread Beauty. All of their stuff is $8 and they have very high quality products, I'd say. And I'm just using these as a little bit of cream shadow. Now, I kind of regret doing this because it was a little bit too slippery, and honestly, I should have known, like I'm applying cream on top of these creams. Anyways, I was able to fix it, but you live, you learn. I'm just building up the intensity now. So just to tell you all a little bit about myself, I am 23 years old. I've been doing makeup since I was like 16. And when I was younger, I really struggled bad with cystic acne, so my first thought was to cover it up with makeup. And from there, I kind of discovered the more artistic side of makeup. And I've been practicing ever since on myself and other people and whatnot. But I didn't really start doing it professionally until 2021 when I went to aesthetic school. And there I got more experience working on clients and learned a little bit more of the technical side with color theory and whatnot. Even though I already had a good idea of color theory because I also draw and paint and I've been doing that for years, school really helped me step into the professional side of doing makeup. And I've been doing it ever since 2021. So I'm still relatively new. Love doing like special event makeup, but I really want to transition into either movie, photo shoot, commercial shoots, like doing the campaign shoots for brands. Those are things that I really want to work towards, so follow me on that journey here. I'm going to be posting a lot more looks, hopefully, whenever my ADHD allows. Now that we put the glitter on the smoky eye, we're going to be doing the pop of color in the corner, and I'm taking the Electrics palette Made by Mitchell and taking that very, very bright green on the disposable applicator and just tapping that right over top of that white base. So what it's going to do is the white base adds a little bit more pop to the color, so it's just going to help it kind of show up more as its true color. Even though on their own they're pigmented, it really didn't need it, but I just wanted it to be a little bit lighter. Now setting that with a ColourPop shadow from their Fade Into Hue palette, and now I'm going to be doing some color correcting underneath the eyes and around the mouth. This helps just cancel out any of the bluish or purple tones that she has going on, or any sort of discoloration. So when we go in with the foundation, it's not going to look ashy in those areas. I'm using the Fenty Hydrating Foundation with the Danessa Blurring Balm. I love mixing them together, and I use a little bit of the Color Case, the blue shade, just to kind of tone down the massive oranginess that it had. Like, my niece has warm undertones, more neutral on her neck and chest, really. But the undertone was giving very Oompa Loompa, so I had to tone it down some, and this is where that knowledge of color theory comes in. So I just took a minute to blend all that in, make sure it's seamless, and now I'm using the same e.l.f. concealer I used earlier on the eyes to conceal underneath the eye. I did mention this look was full glam, and we are going there. I'm using a lot of concealer today, because why not? This is just for fun, you know? I'm trying to do looks that I can build up my portfolio with, and really I've just been playing around with my style. This isn't exactly the style that I want to go for in my portfolio, per se. With this look, I just wanted to experiment with doing things differently than how I usually do them. I usually don't cover out my brows this much. I usually don't go this full coverage with base products. Of course, I've gone more full coverage than this on myself, but it's not something I get to do often on other people just because my job, most people want more natural looks. Being able to just play around with the makeup is really fun, honestly. And after doing this, I think I know the vibe that I want to go for in my portfolio, so honestly, it served its purpose. There are definitely things I would change about this look if I were to do it again. I feel like the contour was a little heavy and I put too much. But listen, I was excited, it was fun, it was a good time. It's full glam anyway, so it ended up working out. Now I'm using a brighter shade of the e.l.f. concealer, and I think this is the matte version, the camo matte. And I'm just using this to brighten the center of the face. And I don't know if y'all saw me earlier where I put the concealer towards the bottom of her mouth and kind of swooped it up and out. Oh yeah, I'm doing it right there. So she's concerned that her mouth kind of has a downturn look to it. Using this placement on your clients will help kind of lift the corners of the mouth. And you can see, I told her to look, and I was like, look, you see how it's kind of like shifting the light? It's so cool what you can do with makeup to kind of shift the light on your face. And yes, I did let this sit for a little bit with my fan. Y'all, this little fan is sickening. I think I got it at Five Below or Walmart or something. It was really cheap. And it's amazing. It has a little ring light on it too. Using both of those Made by Mitchell palettes, mixing some orange, pinks, and a little bit of a neutral color to kind of neutral it down. Now, while this blush color was pretty, it's a little bit too pink for what I wanted. And it was giving a little bit too pink. So I went in with a little bit more orange to kind of dull it down afterward. But are y'all seeing how these cream pigments like blend into the skin? Look at how beautiful they are. Here I'm mixing together the cream contour and bronzer shades. Again, I did a little bit too much, but I mean, it is what it is. If we're gonna go full glam, might as well go full glam. I think the star of the show is this Wet n Wild translucent powder. This is one of the best powders I've used. Not even gonna lie. It low-key is a dupe for the Huda Beauty powders. Although the Wet n Wild only has 2 shades, which is very unfortunate. But look at the finish it gives on the skin. It's finely milled, it's smooth, it doesn't cake or catch on the skin. It's just a really stunning powder. And now I'm adding some dimension on the nose. And this is my favorite part, is cutting the jawline. Now you can see it really makes the contour look dramatic. Why was she looking at me like that? I'm taking these Makeup Obsession blushes, and they are a little bit more of the orange peachy side, and see how that kind of ties it together more. Yeah. Oh yeah, and my niece has really watery eyes, so we literally spent like 30 minutes trying to get her eyes to stop watering. And there's a little patch by her eye where the makeup kept rubbing off, and it was a journey, but we fixed it in the end. Adding some more details on the eyes, and right now I'm going in with some shades that I'm mixing to create her lip liner shade. These Made by Mitchell palettes are actually very smooth for the lips. I was impressed. I thought they would be a little bit too drying, But if you exfoliate beforehand, you shouldn't have an issue. So I'm just creating a little bit of a neutral lip, and then I'm gonna go over it with a more peachy gloss to kind of tie it into the blush. And I just took the Made by Mitchell colors and mixed it in with a clear gloss. And look at how pretty that is. I'm obsessed with this lip. I've been doing this lip a lot on myself now. These Ardell Naked Lashes in the style 21 are my favorite. Just using this Revolution spray to kind of melt everything in as well. And that is the completed full process of how I got this glam look. Let me know in the comments what kind of looks y'all want to see next from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.